Alright, we're back for another Pauper Daily. We are playing Delver today, round 1 against Orlin 16. And we are keeping on the draw. Our opponent plays first turn Delver, as shall we. Of course, I have no idea. We do not have Daze, because Daze is a $30 card. And evidently our opponent did not have it in his hand. Our opponent flips Delver immediately, revealing Ponder, and casts said Ponder. Alright, we've only gone through our turn 1, but things are already looking pretty bad for us. Alright, Ponder number 2. Alright, now I have to think, do I want to brainstorm to flip Mr. Delver here? And I think I do. I think that's better than holding up Counterspell, because our opponent, they went to their turn 2. Alright, so now our Delver will flip. Oh, look at that, a Treasure Cruise. Alright, we'll play another Delver, which will also flip. And we will tie up this game. Alright, 17-17. We have 2 Delvers, but our opponent is a turn ahead. So, and he has Spire Golem, and it would be great if I actually had Daze. I used to have over 10 of them when they were coming out in print, and they were like $2 a pop. Well, I can either brainstorm, preordain, or just hold up Counterspell Sprite, so right now I'm just going to go on my gut instincts and just hold up spells and hold back here to block. I'll throw out the spell stutter here. Could easily get countered, but if it doesn't, it's pretty much a 1 for 0. If it gets countered, it's a 1 for 1, so alright, it's going to resolve, so that means it's a 1 for 0. And we get Vapor Snagged. Right, does our opponent have... I could double block the Spire Golem, but another Vapor Snag or Snap would be a big blowout, so I will just trade Insect Aberration for Insect Aberration. Alright, we'll play another Delver. And we will swing for 1. We're at 11, so our opponent should be at 16 after this hit. But we have a lot more cards in hand. So that's our advantage here. Our opponent will go up to 3 here, and we are at 5 cards in hand. What do we think about Cloud of Fairies? What does that do to us? Alright, I think we let Cloud of Fairies resolve. That could be a mistake, because now it allows Spell Stutter Sprite to counter a counter spell, but Could also be firing because it's a 1/1 flyer. So our opponent still has 2 cards in hand and he chooses to attack. Now I could brainstorm here. That could possibly be a blowout if our opponent has a Spellstutter Sprite. And then we would get 0 for 1. Does he have a ninja? Looks like he's thinking about ninjutsuing in a ninja and then playing the Spire Golem. Alright, no ninja. He's going to play Stormbound Geist. He's going to play the Treasure Cruise. Alright, that makes sense. Probably should have counted that now that I think about it. He's trying to kill Mr. Delva, so we'll just counter that. Brainstorm. Cruise. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we cannot Treasure Cruise. Bottom both of these. The second Treasure Cruise is going to be too hard to cast. Alright, do we want to try and double block the Spire Golem? That's the question. We're significantly behind on life. Should we gush here? Yeah, let's try gushing. A lot of islands here. 4 islands in hand. Preordain. Definitely, I want to keep the ninja. So we'll go top. I'm not interested in Echoing Truth here. And now I will ponder. Alright, I won't fade away. Cloud of Fairy seems fine, so we'll go ponder, Cloud of Fairy, fade away. Want to shuffle my library? No. Alright, let's try and play a defensive game here. So we are down by 7 life. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. I definitely regret not countering the Treasure Cruise. Let's see what happens here. It attacks with both creatures, so I will just see about eating this fairy and taking 2 and going to 7. That's my plan. He's gonna bring in a ninja. He gets to draw a card, and we play the Spire Golem for 1 mana. Alright, so let's see. We can Cloud of Fairies, we can attack with both our creatures and ninjutsu on one of them. We can Treasure Cruise. We're at 5, so let's see. If the Delver flips, we can still end up blocking. So I think we should cruise here. Let's play some fairies. Ponder. Oh boy, a lot of islands. Island, Spiral. Now, we have some interesting options here. Do we want to shuffle your library? I'll click no, just because we have the option of playing 2 Spire Golems next turn. Reveals Counterspell. My opponent has 2 cards in hand, one of which is Counterspell. Block, block, block. Let's see what happens here. So Counterspell and an unknown card. Treasure Cruise is the unknown card. One more island you need to tap. You need to tap another island. I'm not sure why this is that difficult. Just tap the other island, and then that's 8. Alright, our opponent Thinks Treasure Cruise has converted casting cost of 7, when it's actually 8. Says so right on the card. 7 and a blue. Alrighty, figured it out. Alright, it's our turn, and we're just waiting for our opponent to pass this priority. We can play an island and 2 Spire Golems. We know our opponent does in fact have a counter spell up, so 1 Spire Golem at least should resolve. Now let's see, if we play a Spire Golem, our opponent could Vapor Snag it back to our hand, putting us at 4, play a Spell Stutter Sprite, attack with both creatures, and ninjutsu in a ninja for the Spell Stutter Sprite and do the rest of the damage, but oh, excuse me. Still think it's safe to play a Spire Golem here. Right, that gets counterspelled. How about we try playing a Spire Golem here? Watch it get Force Spiked. I would not be a happy camper. Our opponent has 3 unknown cards in hand. We have a Spire Golem on the stack. Alright, we still have the Spire Golem on the stack. It's hasn't gone anywhere yet. It would be nice if we could win game 1 here. Alright, so let's see, we have 5 cards up against 3 cards in hand in a similar board, but 2 of our cards are islands. But we do have 3 spells, but 2 of them are Fade Away, which doesn't do too much. So let's see if he Vapor Snags the Spire Golem back to our hand, putting us at 4. Alright, second main phase. End step. Let's see if. Alright, there gets the Vapor Snag. So we're at 4. If our opponent has Piracy Charm, we can win right here. Alright, he has another Spire Golem. And if he has Piracy Charm, it's a good game. Alright, he has a ninja. We're at 2. Looks like he must have some form of counter in hand if he's going to think that much about it. Looks like our opponent will most likely win on his next turn, but if we have 25 minutes per match, he's used half of his time here. So if we can manage to win game 2, and we'll have the advantage of being on the play, it'll be a big advantage to getting to time him out, because we have 4 minutes on him. Alright, he's just taking his sweet time deciding whether or not he wants to counter the Spire Golem. And I'm not sure if he notices that even though this is game 1, half his clock is gone, so even if game 2 were to go just like this, he would have run out of time. Definitely hoping I can win game 2, because if I can win game 2, I can also try and drag the clock down as much as possible in game 2, and then just run our opponent out of time in game 3. And I'll also make note that our opponent has already cast 2 Vapor Snag in this game, so that means he has 2 Vapor Snag in his deck. And so I'll just know that going into game 2 and possibly game 3. Not sure why he's taking so much time deciding whether or not he wants to counter this Spire Golem and this Fadeaway. Maybe he'll end up sacrificing all his creatures. And he has under 10 minutes left. He has a 3 mana in his mana pool, so he's not countering it. The spell's resolving, he's just going to pay the 3 for his creatures. And he does, so now we just have to go through his turn, let him attack, and just let it eat up as much of his clock as it takes him. So he won game 1, but he will have 9 minutes left on his clock. Alright, so he really better win game 2 if he's looking to win this match, because Now he has under 9 minutes to win game 2. Not sure if he's sending any messages here. No. He's just taking a sweet old time. Maybe he just has a bad connection because now he's lost his connection. Alright, so let's see. So, I really wonder how much time did I have on his clock when I started this turn, because I cast that Spire Golem and it felt like it took him forever to decide if he wanted to counter it. He finally didn't counter it. Then I cast Fade Away. Then he took forever to decide if he wanted to counter it. He tapped 3 mana. He ended up paying for all 3 of his creatures. And then we waited. Now he lost his connection. Maybe he just has, you really have to log off pretty often on his client to get it to work properly. So maybe he just hadn't logged off in a while, and now he's logging off to log back on, and he'll be back on and try, and then he'll just finish me here, because all he has to do is attack, and obviously I just have 1 Spire Golem, so I'll lose, but I can just eat his clock as much as possible here, and if he can't beat me in game 2, there's really no way that he can beat me in game 3, just with how much time he has. And my plan for game 2 isn't even really to beat him, it's just not to lose, because right now I have like 9 minutes on him. So I'm sure he'll log back on any minute now, except once he attacks me, he'll win. And when you get 25 minutes, and game 1 took you about 19, if he logs back on right now and swings in 40 seconds, it will be 19 minutes at round 1 went. So, I mean, I really don't even have to win round 2. I can just try and draw him out round 2 if he's going to play this slowly. Alright, so we are coming up on having 10 minutes on him. And bingo, we have 10 minutes on him right now. So his 2 Spire Golems and Ninja are certainly lethal if he just logs back on and attacks us. I guess that's the better part of playing online, is each person gets their own clock, so you don't feel like your opponent can't waste your clock and your time just by slow playing. They're just wasting their own time. I guess my only worry would be that since we're approaching 5 minutes, is that his connection was so bad because he hadn't logged off in a while that he'll log back on, swing kill me, and then he'll have a very fast connection because the client will be working much better. And beat me in game 2. But right now I'm feeling very confident that he's going to end up timing out in this match, whether or not he logs back on in this game. Alright, so he's got under 5 minutes to finish this game, which could happen in 20 seconds. But then he has to beat me in the next game, which, I mean, it's still possible. He could play first turn Delver, flip the Delver, and I could just get a bad hand and do nothing, and just get beaten by a 3-2 Insect Aberration with just a couple taps and F6s. So. He seems to be taking his sweet time logging back on. I don't know, maybe he's had enough and he just decided to go to bed. Let's see. So he's, according to this, he logged back on a minute ago. So he's here. He's just not clicking OK. So here, he's back. And now he's going to attack me. Alright, so he has under 4 minutes to beat me. I don't even know if I sideboard in the mirror, but my plan is I like bringing in the Stormbound Geist because every creature except for an unflipped Delver and the ninja is flying. Should I bring in a Quicksand? I think I want to bring in 1 Quicksand for a ninja. What do I not want in this matchup? I don't really care too much about Dirtling. Anything else here? I think that looks fairly decent. I'll take out 1 more Preordained for another Quicksand. And do I want to bring in a Relic, assuming he's going to bring in the Stormbound Geist and or to mess with his treasure cruises? Part of me says yes, part of me says no. I'll just go with this and let's see where this gets us. Now I just don't want him to have first turn Delver. Would you like to play first? Alright, I'll keep this. This hand looks like it will be weak to a first turn Delver. But I want to brainstorm now. I'll just put the islands on top and draw them and play them as I draw them. So next turn I can go Cloud of Fairies, Cloud of Fairies. Alright, he has the first turn Delver. But now our Spellsetter Sprite should be able to counter anything he plays, so if he doesn't flip the Delver, we're in fine position. Alright, Delver doesn't flip, which means the Spellsetter can counter anything he plays here. He tries to play a Spellsetter, but he tries to play a Cloud of Fairies. Unless he has Daze. No, he doesn't have Daze, so that's... Alright, he concedes here knowing that he's running out of time. Alright, so that was an easy game 2. A lot quicker than game 1 was. Do I want to change anything now, knowing that we are on the draw? What would change by being on the draw? So I try and bring in Boomerang to bring a flipped Delver. I don't think so. The only other thing I could think of is bringing another Fadeaway in case he gets to go off quicker. Yeah, there might be an argument to that. Another Fade... Yeah, I'll take out a Treasure Cruise for the 4th Fade. I already have 3. That 3 seems fine. I'll just go as is. So hopefully he doesn't get a first turn Delver again. He's had a first turn Delver game 1 and game 2. But luckily game 2 we were on the play. Well, that wasn't luck, but we did get double Cloud of Fairies turn 2, followed by Spellstutter Sprites, which caused him to concede on his turn 2. Dane has won his round. Alright, here we are, just waiting for our opponent to click OK. First Scott has won his round. The Kuru 22, I believe he plays both Familiar and Killing Fiend, and he 4-0s very often. Thunderwolf always plays Delver. Alright, so our opponent has about 3 minutes left on the clock. I'll keep this hand. Obviously it's a 5-land hand, which isn't good, but it has the first turn Delver. And our opponent does not have a first turn Delver. So that's big for us. Just based on the clock. We have 11 minutes advantage, so if anyone's going to time out, it's going to be our opponent. And we just need to go into defensive zone here. So first turn Delver Secrets. Our opponent is F6ing, which will slow him down. So he's going to play Cloud of Fairy. He plays Delver here, so alright, that's fine. He got the Delver off the Ponder. Hopefully we flip here. Preordain. So yes, we will reveal. Alright, Preordain. Do we want to Preordain or do we want to hold up Spellstutter Sprite? Alright, what's better defensively? Defensively, it is better to play the Quicksand. Hold up Spellstutter Sprite, and part of me wants to attack, even though that doesn't sound defensive. We did flip our Delver when his is unknown. He did Ponder, which says that he might be able to flip it, but he could have not gotten exactly what he needed. He does run Vapor Snag, as we know, so holding this up will allow us to to Spellstutter a Vapor Snag. Alright, he tries to cast it after combat. Now we'll Spellstutter that. He still reveals an island. And he has 2 minutes to beat us, so 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Alright, we don't actually have much to combat him now that we just have a Flip Delver, Preordain, and Ponder. But we're not trying to beat him, we're trying to stall him. Alright, here's his Geist. Now it's Ponder. Island, Treasure Cruise, Delver, Shuffle, no, Delver, go. He does not flip Delver again. Looks like he drew another island. He can swing with the dice, that's fine. Alright, you can tap our Delver down. It's clearly not ideal. This will be our last turn to get to use the Delver for anything. So I might as well save us 2 life and just use our Delver nice and defensively here. We'll reveal Treasure Cruise. Just want to hardcast the ninja here. No reason to attack. Delver does not flip again. Our opponent has a minute 20 seconds to cause us 20 damage. We'll preordain. Alright, both of these seem decent. And our opponent has conceded the match. He figured he would not be able to give us 20 damage in a minute and 12 seconds. So we end up winning round 1, and then we were one of the last matches going here, so I'll be back very shortly. For you it will be almost seconds for round 2, so see you for round 2.